Hey guys, back another YouTube video. Today it's going to be a showing off video. Now I got some stuff I bought at the flea market. I got some stuff that my dad gave me. And then I got some other stuff that I just got from a friend of mine that I'll do some updates on. Let's go ahead and start with the stuff I bought at the flea market. The first thing I bought was this. This is a knife collector's book. Knives and razors of all the kinds of companies that I specialize in, like Remington, Case, and a bunch of other brands. So this is going to be really helpful. It's dated 2018, which only makes it about 12 years old. So that's going to be very useful. That was $8 at the flea market. Next thing I bought was this, whatever this went to. Just a wooden stick that I found. Makes some great knife handles. I think this is probably cherry wood of some kind. So this is only $1. So I'll be chopping it up into sections and using it for handles. Or I might make an entire axe out of it. I don't know yet. The next item, those two were at one flea market. I went to another flea market and bought some other items and went them out real quick. Next to these three items I bought. The first thing I bought, of course, was a classic file. Only $2. I'll throw this with the other ones that I can make some knives out of. Next, I bought another one of these. As y'all may remember, this is a World War II United States fork. So what I'm going to do is actually clean this one up. Since I've already got one, I'm going to clean this one up and sell it to whoever wants it. It won't be very much. And then this is a little unique piece. I purchased this at the flea market. It has a solid brass handle and a weird groove in the back. This probably would have had some kind of bone or something like that on it. I can faintly make out a logo, but I can't say what it says. This may be Arabic, I don't know yet. But I'm going to hand polish the blade, get it all nice and clean, and get the blade sharpened and get a sheath made. So that was my favorite find right there. This was $2. Alright, next is on a couple items my dad gave me. Get them out real quick. Oh, come on, come on. Alright, let's get the stuff my dad gave me. First things first is this Victorinox gardener's knife. Now, as y'all may remember, I already have one of these, but it's black. This one's teal blue. So this one I'm going to keep in my collection because I don't have this color, and it is razor sharp. The reason why it's called a gardening knife is very simple. It's flat on one side, grounded on another side. Makes it easier to cut through the flowers without having a lot of hassle. So that's going to go in my personal collection because I collect Victorinoxes. And then this is another one my dad gave me, a Kissing Cranes mini pocket knife. So y'all better thank my dad for these and the other one. And then my favorite, an old Army electrician's knife. Now, as you may remember, I have a Camillus one a while back. That's a camp knife. Well, this is a Camillus electrician's Army knife, where it's got the screwdriver, the blade, the bail, all metal construction. So that's going to go great in my collection. I got to clean it up a little bit, but thank you, Dad. I really love this thing. Next is on a couple of knives I got from my friend a while back. As y'all may remember in the previous video, this is one of the knives I cleaned up. This one was a really good surprise. This one, I can't really get it open because it still needs to be oiled. This one's a Camco, which is one of the companies that Camillus owned back in the day. And then this one is another one of the ones I cleaned up. This one just says Providence Cutlery, which is cheap. I'll just sell this one off. Next is the Hammer brand. As y'all may remember, this one was very corroded. Looks a hell of a lot better now. Cleaned it all up, polished it up, sharpened it. It's going to go great. My friend's going to love it. Next is on this one. This is one of the ones that was the mini, what I thought was a USA, But turns out I was wrong. When I cleaned it up, I found out that it's actually a Hammer brand knife. Now originally there was 3 Hammer brands, but the other one had a broken blade. Come on, get open. There we are. So there's the Hammer brand logo. So there's another Hammer brand that's going to go great in my collection. And last but not least, the other Victorinox that I got. As y'all may remember, there was a piece of metal sticking out right here. And I actually found out, because I already have one similar to this, that my father gave me, as y'all may remember in a previous video. And this one's basically the same exact one. So what my father did for me, he ordered me some blue grips to go on it, because it's a color I don't have in my collection. So I'm going to put the grips on it. When I get them in the mail, it's going to be over a month, because they're coming from Switzerland itself. Anyway, the problem was the spring was bent out this way, and I tried to fix it. And I found out that the spring on the inside right here where this little thing is attached to the whole spring. And it was bent on the inside. Excuse me. Now I was able to take a hammer and a small little screwdriver and push that spring out without having to take the knife apart and actually fix the spring. It's got a good snap to it now. So that's going to go in my personal collection. Thank you very much, man. Last but not least is some knives that I have made. Let me get them all out real quick. And now I've been experimenting a lot with wrench knives recently. So this is one of the ones I made recently. You see, it looks like a standard wrench with a metal tube on the end, but when you pull this out, it's a blade on the end. Very clever. I'm going to wrap this with some kind of twine. And all I did was take a steel tube and flatten it out and made a little scabbard. So you can use it as a little wrench, but you can also use it as a knife. Very unique. Next is another design I'm working on. I took an old little wrench, sliced the top of it in half, and put a blade in it. And put 2 nails as pins. I still got to smooth it out a little bit. That's another unique design I came up with. Next is a couple of wrench knives. I just shaved the ends off. Here's one of them. Here's another one. Here's another one. I gotta finish some of these up. And last but not least, this one I made out of one of the wrenches I bought at the pawn shop. I still gotta finish it up. And last but not least is this dagger I designed. Now, as y'all may remember, I worked on a Gerber knife a while back for a buddy, and he said I could keep the handle if I could get it off in one piece, which I did. So I made a guard and made a blade out of a file. And this is very sharp. Alright. That's all the stuff I bought at the flea market and the stuff my dad gave me and all the updates I'll do. I guess if you ever want me to do any updates on any other items, I guess let me know in the comments. And as always, stay sharp.